This year's Hajj is only 3 months away, and Iran says the country's pilgrims will miss this year's event, and Riyadh raising obstacles and blocking the path to Allah were to blame. The Iranian Hajj organization also accused Saudi Arabia of failing to respond to calls for assuring the safety of pilgrims traveling to Mecca.
So you mean that the Saudis are sort of politicizing the issue of Hajj? Because some believe that they're trying to conduct a blame game. Recently, some Saudi officials, especially the Saudi foreign minister, had said that it was because of the Iranians. Iranians initially refused to accept our terms and conditions for the dispatch of the pilgrims.
The first sentences that you mentioned is absolutely right. The Saudi government is trying to link the Hajj season and the Hajj concept with the political issues. We were supposed to have this negotiation with the Saudis officials around January, as it was, the meeting was held like all previous years. So we received the official invitation letters from the Ministry of Hajj. So just a couple of days, 3 days before our travel to Saudi Arabia, we received a second letter from the Ministry of Hajj. In these letters, they had asked us to postpone this meeting for next 2 months. And the only reason to postpone this meeting was what happened politically between the two governments, the cut of the relation and political relationship between the two countries.
What does this have to do with Hajj?
This is the questions this was the question that we brought up to the Saudi government. We said that if we believe Hajj is separated from the political issues, then we have to follow up at it was programmed and planned for these sessions which was supposed to be held. So it took about 2 months more delays that they announced and they declared to us that the visa will be ready at the Saudi consulate in Dubai. We sent our delegates to Saudi consulate in Dubai after 2 months delay. Saudi consulate in Dubai mentioned that we have not received any letters from the foreign ministries. So it means that they have linked the political issues with the ceremony of Hajj, which is just spiritual activities for all Muslim people all around the world. So they didn't issue the visa for the committee. Who are officially being invited to Saudi Arabia, to Jeddah, how they are going to be able to issue 64,000 visas for the pilgrims. So we started to write second letters to the Minister of Hajj, and we criticized and we claimed that you have already sent invitations and the visa was not issued at Dubai consulate. So another 2 months delays. From March, which they promised that the visa is ready, they delayed it to, I think, late May or the mid of May, that again the Minister of Hajj mentioned that the visa is ready and they issued the visa. But unfortunately what we faced when we arrived in Jeddah was completely different from all the years we had these sorts of experiments with the Saudi officials. They had some sorts of very bad treatments. So when we entered the meetings with the Saudi government, again the treatments and the attitudes of the Saudi officials was completely different from all the other years. So it was another sign that they have linked and they believed vice versa of what they claim to the political issues over the Hajj ceremonies. Actually, the system is like this, that every year we have negotiation, bilateral talk with each other. The two parties bring up their actually issues, mention whatever they had, the experience of last year, then negative points, positive points, and then we have to make the conclusions from two sides. At this MOA that usually signs, the two parties' points have to be mentioned, and according to that points which has been mentioned, they sign the contracts or these bilateral contracts. After 2 days that we had very long meetings, more than 4 or 5 hours every meetings, finally we noticed that we recognized that there was these booklets that they had prepared, and there was nothing of MOA. There was some 1, 2, 3 points that they have mentioned, about 60 points, that these are the points that you are obligated to follow up these points.
But they say that the door was open to Iranian pilgrims, and it was your organization including you and your colleagues, who refused to accept the terms and conditions of the Saudi Arabians.
This is not correct at all, because, as I mentioned, finally they brought up this booklet. And we said that, what is the reason that you have changed the atmosphere of this booklet? Why this is not a bilateral agreement between the two parties? They said that this year we have decided to do it like this. And we made one very logical and clear question, is that, don't you think that this is all because of these political issues between the two governments? 20 years of having experiences of these bilateral agreements which was signed, we have to just leave it away, and this year, because of the current situation, we have to change everything. And then we claim that we don't believe that Hajj is not linked with the political issues. They said that the Iranian, they don't have the right to use their national carriers from Iran to transfer the Iranian pilgrims from Iranian airports to Jeddah or Medina airport.
Is there a reason behind that?
Yeah, actually,
a technical reason, because in the aviation, we're talking about technical terms.
Yeah, you know, there was no technical actually points behind this. We do believe that all this obstacle which was made by the Saudi government, delay of the negotiations, delay of the signature ceremonies of these bilateral agreements, to try to prepare some sorts of one-way agreements, whatever they had put it in this booklet, plus the flight situations that they had, and this obstacle that they were going to prevent the Iranian to use the Iranian airlines. We usually every year we dispatch the Iranian pilgrims through 20 airports. There is no other countries to have this many planes and this much facilities to try to dispatch the Iranian pilgrims from 20 airports. So this was also a big question for us. The other issues that they had mentioned in this one-way, I can say, contracts that they had prepared was that the Iranian visas is going to be issued in the third countries. And it was not practical at all. We couldn't implement such things. Because like last year, the Saudi government, they had two consulates in Tehran and Mashhad. We used to give them some manpowers from our organization, about 10, 20 people working with them, help them in the consulate. And then at the end of the day, still we had some problems for the issuance of the visas. How they were able to issue 64,000 visas in any other countries. It was not possible at all. So what I'm trying to say, these were the obstacles that they were trying to build in front of the Iranian pilgrims to prevent them from this trip. So finally, at the end of the meeting that we had with them, they said that we have to try to arrange all these different points that you are mentioning through the foreign ministries in Saudi Arabia. The Hajj minister himself, he claimed that he cannot change any words of these one-way agreements unless he gets the agreements through the Ministry of Interior in Saudi Arabia, which is responsible for the Hajj. So we believe that actually there is no cooperation, or there is some sorts of games between the Saudis official different departments that they don't have, they are not ready actually to accept the Iranian pilgrims this year.